and welcome to Toyota's Patriots Today. I'm Lindsay Petruni. What a difference a week makes for the Patriots as a whole and for one of the Pats' rookie tight ends. In Week 9, Rob Gronkowski made some major mistakes against the Cleveland Browns. In Week 10, Gronk bounced back with multiple contributions and a record-setting performance. After finding the end zone 3 separate times at Heinz Field, Gronkowski now has 6 touchdowns on the season, the most by a rookie tight end in Patriots history. Previously, Russ Francis and Don Hasselbeck held the record with 4 touchdowns.
I had to just go out there and do my job and let everyone else do their job and just play as a team. And that's what we did. We got the W.
Gronkowski moved into 3rd in touchdowns this season among all NFL tight ends, behind the Chargers' Antonio Gates and the Jags' Mercedes Lewis. Prior to being drafted by the Patriots and his days as an Arizona Wildcat, Gronkowski played football in Pittsburgh his senior year of high school.
I've seen a Pitt game and a Steelers game actually before, and it's a great atmosphere. The fans are crazy. I mean, I knew they were going to be up for the game. I've been here before for one of their games, and the fans are awesome.
The Patriots' history with consecutive losses was one reason to believe New England might leave Heinz Field with a victory. The Pats have only lost back-to-back games on 2 instances in the past 7 seasons.
We practice hard every week. We got to go hard every week no matter what. And this week we're going to have to practice just as hard as we did last week, or even harder. We got a good team coming in the home, and we got to go hard all this week.
Gronkowski and Pat's other rookie tight end, Aaron Hernandez, have a combined 5 touchdowns in the past 2 games. Add veteran tight end and team captain Algie Crumpler in the mix, and you have quite a dynamic group. That's going to do it for this edition. We'll see you next time on Toyota's Patriots Today.
Patriots Today is brought to you by American Airlines. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines. Patriots Today, presented by BuyAToyota.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toyota's Patriots Today. I'm Brian Lowe from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where the Pats were eager to show a Sunday night football audience that last week's loss to the Cleveland Browns was sort of an aberration. And Paul Perillo, it seemed like they did just that, coming out with a really fast start and really thoroughly defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
In absolutely every facet of the game. This was total domination, I thought, from the whistle, right at the start of the game, the kickoff to the final whistle. This was all Patriots, and this was really kind of the way that the games used to be way back when, the good old days, 2004, when they used to come into Heinz Field and treat this place like it was their own. That's what happened tonight. They dominated in all facets.
And really, they set a tone early on. They win the toss and defer. And really, right from the get-go, they got after Ben Roethlisberger. It looked like using some different blitz packages that we hadn't seen in a while.
Absolutely.
And some big-time stops of Rashard Mendenhall that sort of set the tone, I thought, defensively before we even get to the offense, which we will. Talk about their offense, what you saw tonight. Talk about the defense.
The defense, I thought, was physical. I thought it was creative. I thought it was aggressive. They got after Roethlisberger, and Belichick talked all week about the importance of not just getting around him, but getting him to the ground. 4 sacks tonight, well, at least 4. I know they had 4 through the first 3 quarters. Things were happening so late in the game that were meaningless. I don't even remember. But listen, this was, again, the aggressiveness that they showed, the stunting, Mike Wright coming on some loops, the outside linebackers creating pressure. Cunningham was around the quarterback. Bantek Kane was around the quarterback. Sean Crable getting some time around the quarterback. I thought they really took advantage of the patchwork offensive line that Pittsburgh put on the field. And again, total domination.
Right. And now offensively, Tom Brady had an exceptional outing today, as he typically does against the Steelers. And like you said, here at Heinz Field, and also limited with that foot injury, you wouldn't have known anything. But I really thought the story was going right to Rob Gronkowski on the very first play of the game, and that catapulted him into a 3-touchdown performance to lose sight of what he did last week. What did you see from Brady, and in particular, getting at Rob Gronkowski and trying to get him very involved in this game?
Well, what I see from Brady when he goes against Pittsburgh is he understands where the rush is going to come from and who is more likely to break free. There were times early in the game that the protection was outstanding, and Brady had time to go second, third look. He was checking off. That's when he was hitting Gronkowski and sort of spreading the ball around. But there were times as the game wore on that Pittsburgh really just broke through and came free. It didn't matter because Brady was identifying where the pressure was going to come from. He doesn't move well, we know that, and especially with the foot problem, he probably moved looked a little bit less than he normally does. But he's able to identify where the pressure's coming from, and he finds an open target. He did it tonight from start to finish. It was a clinic. Number 12 put on an absolute clinic here tonight.
Absolutely. And finally, Paul, after last week's game against Cleveland, you felt like this was a game where if they lost and didn't play well, things could spiral downward in a hurry.
Sure.
But if they came out and did what they turned out to do, this could really elevate them, into the elite of the NFL and maybe stay there. Where do you think this win takes them as we talk about the 2010 season as a whole?
Well, we all know that the NFL this year is a wide-open crapshoot. It could go any way. There's a lot of different things that can happen. But the bottom line is the Patriots have established themselves, in my mind, as one of the top-tier teams. I don't know how many are going to be in that tier, but right now it's clear that the Patriots belong in the upper echelon. If Pittsburgh was one of the better teams tonight, Pittsburgh was no match for the Patriots.
Right. Well, another team that is probably going to be in that tier is Indianapolis, and that's who the Patriots play at home next week after 2 straight road games. But for right now, they'll be very satisfied, very happy with this win. Thank you very much, Paul. We'll get your points on Indianapolis later in the week. The Pats leaving Heinz Field with a 7-2 record. We'll see you next time on Toyota's Patriots Today.
Patriots Today is brought to you by American Airlines. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.